Hey guys, Uncle Oz here. Today we're talking about Hafthor Bjornsson's next boxing match, which is up against Alex Simon. Now, for those of you that don't know Alex, this is probably a harder fight than Eddie Hall. And, you know, if you don't know who Alex is, you'll be kind of shouting at me saying, what the hell you want about Uncle Oz? Alex is pretty much, in terms of physical dimensions, identical to Eddie. They're similar in weight, similar in strength, to be honest, when Eddie was at his prime. Right now, Alex is way stronger than Eddie is. He's a former powerlifting champion. He's competed in huge events such as Big Dogs, which is arguably the biggest powerlifting show in the world, where he squatted 435 kilos, benched 260 and deadlifted 382 kilos for a total of 1,077 kilograms, which is absolutely elite world-class powerlifting. He's also a fighter. This guy, for the last 5-6 years, he's been focused on developing an MMA career. He's had a number of fights in kickboxing. He's had a couple of sanctioned MMA fights as well. And for the majority, he knocks people out in less than 20 seconds. This guy isn't a fighter where, you know, with incredible technique and wins on points. He goes in and he's an absolute killer. So it's going to be really interesting to see if that's going to be his approach against Thor. If it is, I'm kind of worried for Thor. I've got to be honest. This is a real... These guys, I wouldn't say they're friends, but they're both coached by the Australian strength coach. They know each other. They've trained with each other a couple of times. I don't know how close their relationship is. I don't think we probably wouldn't call them like best friends or anything, but they certainly know each other. They respect each other. But Simon has been focused on a career in MMA for a long time now. Thor, obviously, he's got his fight against Eddie, and the idea is that these are all warm-up fights to see how he is improving his skills and get himself ready for his fight against Eddie Hall. So we saw Thor step in the ring against Stephen Ward a few months back. Now, Stephen's a professional boxer, but he's a small man in terms of physical stature when we're looking at Eddie Hall, you know, or other strongmen. He wasn't a big man, and Thor got a little bit of flack for saying, you know, he's fighting someone that's way lighter than him. And obviously, coming up against Eddie, you're going up against a 160 odd kilo man, not a 100 kilo man, which, you know, was more the case with Stephen Ward. Stephen, however, a professional boxer, certainly very skillful. And I think as the fight went on against Thor, we sort of saw that skill start to come out. I actually thought Thor did very well in his first fight. And I know in a situation like this where you're coming from strongman and trying to do boxing, there's a lot of die-hard boxing fans out there that will criticise his technique, say he's not a fighter, he's a strongman, which, yeah, I'll agree with you. You know, he is a strongman, but he's set this challenge for himself. The guys have been given this opportunity, and I don't think any of us would turn down an opportunity to earn the money that they are. It would be great if we could just settle our differences with people we didn't like and get paid, you know, big money for it. Thor and Eddie, they've created that hype around themselves. They've got that fame now, and people are willing to pay for it. If you're not, that's fine. We see it now with lots of YouTube stars sort of having fights and exhibition bouts in boxing. I don't think the top boxers get upset by it. You see like a Tyson Fury, an AJ, they're quite supportive of these guys fighting each other, and I'm sure neither Tyson or AJ feel threatened in the slightest about these guys trying to come and steal their thunder. They are the elite of boxing. I'm pretty sure Eddie and Thor would never for 1 minute say they're going to be challenging those guys. But they've got this beef with each other. They've got this clash, this date set in September. It is September, isn't it? Yeah. They're trying to prepare as well as they can. Two very different preparations, to be honest. Eddie, much quieter, doing things behind closed doors. I'm sure Eddie is sparring. You know, we're all impressed by the fact that Thor's getting in the ring and fighting these guys. I don't for 1 second think Eddie's not going to be in the ring sparring, but he's the type of person that keeps it quiet, keeps it close to his chest, and he'll want to reveal all on the day. I've been impressed that Thor is putting himself in these situations, obviously fighting a professional boxer in Stephen Ward, and now fighting for what I've got to be honest, is an absolute animal. Simon's punching power is incredible, and honestly, I still feel half of me thinks they've told Simon to kind of go easy on Thor. Now, I think if anyone's, I've been in the ring and sparred with my brother before, and it's all fine and it's friendly until someone throws a punch and it sort of catches you and it just kind of pisses you off that little bit, and then you let things kind of fly, and it can get quite heated even in a quiet sparring match. So in front of the cameras, where there's a lot of pressure, it just takes one punch to sort of set someone off, and it's hard to hold back. They're both competitive guys. They're both going to want to show that they can perform. Thor's going to want to show us all that he's improving. He's making the improvements that he needs, because going from a 200 kilo man, he'd already dropped down 50 kilos for his last fight. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of shape he's in. He's going to want to show he's got skills. He's going to want to show that he can outbox Eddie, if nothing else. But this is a test, and I don't know what you guys think, but I think in a proper fight, Alex Simon versus Thor or Eddie, Alex comes out as the winner. So this is a hell of a step up in terms of pressure for Thor. It's a risk, even though it's an exhibition. Like I said, it just takes one punch. And if you go and watch Alex Simon's fights, he's had 2 MMA fights now. He's had a number of kickboxing matches before that. All of his kickboxing fights are literally over in seconds. He comes out punching. He's not someone just kind of looking to warm up and spar. He is an animal in the ring. He only knows one way when you look at what he's done. I don't think we're just going to see some tip-tap. Let me know what you guys think. As always, are you excited about the Thor fight? I think most of us would still love to see Thor and Eddie in Strongman. We don't have that, so I'm going to enjoy the spectacle that will be these two fighting each other. If we ever do get them back to a Strongman competition, it'll be awesome. But until then, we'll follow this. I'm excited for it, and we'll bring you more action on the fight soon. While you're here, guys, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my awesome strength content.